It's been over half a year now since the last train ride through my LEGO city, so in today's video I'm not only showing you the progress I've made over the past 6 months in the LEGO city and my Wild West MOC, but I also want to show you my LEGO train MOC collection, as well as talk about a future metro station I want to add to the city. Yeah, this is me, by the way. This is the section in between the two rooms, and having passed that area, we already enter the tunnel into the Wild West MOC. The only thing I do not really like about the train tracks in the Wild West MOC is that they are a bit too far to the left. For example, right now as we are entering the canyons, I honestly prefer this feeling of being inside the LEGO MOC and the Wild West section, rather than, as it's the case now once again, riding along the edges of the MOC. This then already brings us back towards the hole I've punched into the wall. And by the way, I don't know what's going on with the lighting in this room, but for some reason it always seems yellow when I'm riding the train entering that room from the other rooms with the blue walls. Right here, it's the first time you can see the overhead lines I've added over the past months to the train tracks. It makes the whole city look much more realistic and is probably something I'm going to extend on the other areas as well. This is the back of the mountain, which is, as always, extremely chaotic. And then this section right here is the last part where you can see the train before it disappears behind this row of houses and then underneath the upper platform of my LEGO city. And this then brings us back to the train station. And with that being said, I'll show you all my trains now. So as you probably know by now, I'm controlling everything from the section in between my two rooms, and I'm actually using the old 9-volt system that was much better than the new battery-powered system by LEGO that's on the market nowadays. And this actually led to a few challenges I had on my way while designing 9-volt powered trains. So the first train I want to show you is something very rare in my LEGO city. It's an official LEGO set, which I've of course modified. It's the LEGO Crocodile and also fits perfectly into that landscape with the half-timbered houses and the mountains in the background. But as you know by now, I'm running my trains on 9 volts, so I've actually switched up the whole middle part of this locomotive in order to fit the 9-volt motor beneath it. I've seen people motorize wagons, but honestly I think that's just taking shortcuts. I don't think I have to tell you that locomotives power a train and not wagons. So this is something I really spent quite some time on back in the days when the LEGO Crocodile was released, in order to fit that 9-volt motor beneath the Crocodile locomotive. The next train I want to show you is an actual MOC of mine. If you've ever traveled trains in Europe, you've most likely seen this locomotive somewhere. It's nicknamed the Taurus, and my model is based on the Austrian railway company, but you've probably also come across this train with other paint jobs. Maybe you've seen it somewhere in Germany or the Netherlands. They all look a bit different, but basically are the same locomotive. One question I get asked quite a lot in the comment section is why I only have cargo trains running through my city, and unfortunately there's quite a good reason for that. If you've ever searched for train windows on Bricklink, forget the original LEGO store because it's not even available on their own website, because for some reason they don't think it's necessary to provide proper windows fitting to trains. But if you then look on Bricklink, where you can find LEGO pieces from older sets, yeah, depending on the color, just have a look on the numbers I'm putting on the screen right now. Nobody can afford several wagons with such a window. Next up, I've built a steam locomotive. By the way, the wagon you can see right there has these extremely rare and expensive 10 windows because that was from another LEGO set. I'll come to that back again later. Also, just in order to have that set, I know this train doesn't really fit into the Wild West layout. I'm currently planning on building another steam locomotive which fits into the Wild West scenery. This model right here is once again based on a European locomotive. I didn't have an exact template for that train. I just googled steam train and then whatever popped up I used as inspiration, and then basically got creative with that. By the way, I've also added a steam generator to that locomotive. I'll link you the video up in the corner where you can actually see real smoke coming out of that locomotive. When it comes to original LEGO trains, I also have the absolutely beautiful Emerald Knight. However, I don't know if I'm the only one having that problem. It doesn't really seem to work. I tried to pull it with my steam engine, but somehow the wheels of the Emerald Knight keep on blocking themselves. I have to manually push it in order for it to properly function. And then look at this, I was actually going at theoretically full speed. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with my Emerald Knight, but for some reason, also when I try to motorize that locomotive itself, it doesn't really properly function in its original state. I also, of course, have a bunch of LEGO City trains, but I mean, they don't look that great. This train right here is probably my favorite one because of its looks, but that I have to say, they are extremely reliable. So this is something I haven't shown on that channel yet. What you can see right here is my old LEGO City layout. And if you look underneath the LEGO City, Look what you can see right there. It's a metro station that is fully connected to the entire loop going around my old Lego city. You might even see, especially in this area right here, 1 or 2 buildings that I've placed into my current Lego city. But this is what I actually wanted to show you. It's my old metro station that is fully lit up with bakeries in the background, fast food restaurants. And I don't have to tell you that this simply adds so much to the Lego city. And I was actually currently thinking about a place in my current Lego city layout where I could place this exact metro station because it still exists. I'll switch into my live perspective for a second real quick. Back there underneath my current city you can see it. I mean, it obviously has seen better days, but probably I will be able to fix that in a day or something. And my idea was to maybe place that underneath this section right here, although I gotta admit I'm not quite sure if there's enough space right there, but it would be such a great opportunity also to connect it to the rest of my Lego train layout. Before I'll show you some never seen before footage of a train ride through my old Lego city layout, I wanted to talk about this train right here, specifically the tender. I only have one single 9-volt motor beneath that, and as you can see, especially in the Wild West layout, I also have a bit of elevation at some points in the train tracks. And what I've actually done, and I need to take the tender apart for that in order to show you that properly, is I've added some weights beneath there. So now, in order to show you what's going on inside the tender, I firstly have to detach the locomotive. Next up, I've added these coals in here. Let's get rid of them. It's all 1x1 studs in black. And now, next up, we can remove this thing right here and then take a look inside. You see that? It's all, I mean, I've added some money in there. Basically anything that was heavy enough in order to add weight onto the 9-volt motor down there. And now, as promised, it's time for the train ride through my old Lego city. Keep an eye out for the metro station. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy that train ride. Until the next time.